Chris Sewall here, baseball card collector, investor, dealer in that order. Welcome everyone to this week's regular rollers. Let's go ahead and get rolling. We'll start with one sent in by Josh, who wrote, I came across this listing for a Dameon Pierce rookie card die cut out of the new donruss set. The title listing seemed normal, but I saw the seller turn the serial number of the card into a math problem since the two numbers add up together to make 31, which is his jersey number, thinking that this would somehow entice the buyer to buy the card on that fact alone, even though he used a division symbol instead of a plus sign. I don't plan on buying the card, but just wanted to know your thoughts on this reach by the seller and how adding that information doesn't really help this the card sale, in my opinion, especially when the card was listed way too high to begin with. Yeah, that's pretty funny. You know, calling this a reach is actually kind of generous. 724 equals 31. That has nothing to do with anything. Completely irrelevant. I don't think anyone would fall for that. I will say that there are 12 letters in the name Dameon Pierce, and Dameon Pierce has 2 legs. And if you multiply 12 times 2, you get 24, which is what this card is serial numbered out of. So pretty interesting there. Next one was sent in by Rich, who wrote, I was browsing the Pwcc weekly auction last night, like I usually do on Sunday night. Sandwiched between several base Shohei Ohtani rookies from 2018 Heritage, I noticed one with Signed by Angels on the PSA label. It's a PSA 9 and it was at $21 when I saw it. I don't know much about Heritage SPs, so I tossed out a max bid of $40 as a flyer. I won it for $37.20 after the buyer's premium and took it to Twitter to see if I had something. Turns out I missed the traded stamp underneath the card number, as did everyone else. There isn't a great comp, but the last PSA 10 did $500 according to Card Ladder sales history. My guess is that even at half the value, this was a good buy for just under $50 with shipping and fees. Next one was sent in by Wayne, who wrote, I'm a user of the Gixxin site for sniping some of the cards I want to resell or collect on eBay. I came across this list, Aaron Donald lot, 10 football cards, 2017-2021 LA Rams mint, starting at 99 cents. And when you take a closer look, I found that there's one big card in the lot that the seller didn't put into the title, and that's the 2021 Panini Kaboom. There were 6 days left in the auction, so I decided to put in a bid around $100 into Gixxin, knowing that if I got it at that price tag, I would be very happy, but if I didn't win it, that'll be all right. But I ended up getting it for $78. Congrats on that. That is a great deal. And yeah, the Kaboom Aaron Donald card is worth, well over 100. So got a great deal here. And this listing here is just the second listing in regular Rollers history. Yeah, I've been doing this for a couple of years now. And this is only the second time this ever happened where 2 people wrote in about the exact same listing. The other one was written in by John, who wrote, someone got a great deal on this lot of Aaron Donald cards. I came across this lot after purchasing some from off the seller. I decided to look through their store to see what else they had and immediately noticed something about this particular lot. At first glance, I didn't think it was a Kaboom because the seller priced the lot at $1.99 plus $2 shipping. However, decided to click on the listing and was surprised that it was a 2021 Panini Absolute Aaron Donald Kaboom that comps at $150 raw, $200 in a PSA 10. I ended up losing the auction. It ended up selling for $78, but I'm glad I was able to spot something like this. A lot of people must have missed it because there were only 3 watchers, no bids until the final 5 seconds. What's more surprising is that the seller didn't seem to know about the Kaboom. They didn't mention in the title or description, and again, initially priced the lot at $2. Next one was sent by Anthony, who wrote that this card he believes is a fake, and yeah, this is an important one to go over. Iconic Ink Shohei Ohtani rookie auto / Christian Javier rookie auto. And Iconic Ink, I've never heard of that. That's just some card somebody made in their garage, probably. The autograph, I mean, I guess I don't know for sure that it's fake, but I would be pretty surprised if it wasn't. Now, what's really sneaky about the seller here is they've made this a 2-card lot that includes this Christian Javier auto, which is, I don't know, worth a few bucks, let's say. But they're asking $375, which, if this was like a rookie Shohei Ohtani auto, that would be a great price. But the thing they've done that's really sneaky is since it's a 2-card lot, it's not covered by the eBay guarantee program. So the eBay Authenticity Guarantee program only deals with single cards valued at $250 or over. But this is not a single card. It's a 2-card lot, so it would not need to pass that. So be really aware of that if you ever see something like this where there's a big money card and then some random smaller card that has no business being in the lot. That's probably because the seller's looking for a loophole to avoid the eBay Authenticity Guarantee program. Next one was sent by Henry, who wrote, I almost hate to share this one because these cards are largely under the radar, but have been picking up Upper Deck Portrait rookies out of 25 and 99 for a while. I'm always amazed that these cards go for a fraction of the Young Guns equivalent. In this lot, I won an auction the other day for less than the price of 1 Jason Robertson Young Guns. I got 1 blue out of 25 and 7 out of 99 rookie portraits. The resale value and demand may never be the same as the Young Guns, but personally I would rather have these limited run portraits than a 36K run quote-unquote short print Young Guns card. Yeah, I really like your take here, especially from like a collector's standpoint. It happens a lot in the hobby where certain cards, you know, in this case the Young Guns, just get such high demand that often a lot of other nice cards can go under the radar, and you can get them at a really nice really nice price, especially, you know, as a collector. Next one sent in by Tom, who wrote, I was doing some researching on recent sales of a 1965 Topps Robinson when I came across this curious recent sale. The seller is Starks Cards, and you can see in the title that Starks Cards seemingly gave this card their own Starks 7 near mint grade, as if is that a real thing? So the card had sold. If the card had sold for a normal amount of money, I wouldn't have thought anything about it. But look at the sale price. It sold as if the card was a PSA 7 or an SGC 7. What do you make of this? So I'm not actually familiar with Starks Cards. I checked their feedback, and I mean, it's, you know, pretty impeccable feedback. 75,000 plus feedback, essentially all positive, basically perfect feedback. And what I assume is going on here, and this happens with quite a few sellers on eBay, that they just have such a strong reputation. And there's a lot of collectors out there who want high grade vintage. They don't want it graded, but they do want high grade vintage, and they want some assurance that it is truly high grade, and that they're willing to pay high grade, you know, graded prices for cards if a reputable seller says, hey, this is a near mint card. And I think that's what's going on here. You know, Starks Cards clearly been in the business a long time. They clearly have an amazing reputation. A buyer here is willing to say, you know, I'll pay top dollar for this Frank Robinson card, but I need to know from Starks Cards that it's near mint, and that's what they're saying. So there's other companies that sort of thing happens. Dean's Cards, for example, Greg Morris even, you know, Greg Morris doesn't say like this is a Greg Morris near mint 7, but same sort of thing. Like if they say it's near mint, it'll command a premium because of that. This is sort of an extreme example, I would say, but I sort of assume that's what's going on here. You know, you can kind of decide for yourself if you think that makes sense or not, but that sort of thing definitely does happen on eBay. This was sent in by Jack. I found this listing and it was a 24-hour auction. The seller had no feedback, so I messaged him to see if it was legit. He responded and told me normally he sells at his local card show, but wanted to sell this card online. I noticed that the date on the pictures were old and asked for an updated picture. He sent over pictures and was certain enough that the listing was legit. The recent comps for similar cards were well over 1,000, but I thought since this listing title was not great and he had no reviews, I might be able to snipe it. So my dad and I waited patiently and sent in our price of $555, got it for $415. We thought since it was only at a 5 and the quarterbacks are looking to have very good seasons to come, the only uncertainty being Zach Wilson, we thought that there was very little downside. We plan to go to the National this year, so hopefully we can trade it there for some nice PC cards. Next one sent by Calm Music Studio, and yeah, you can look at this one yourself. It's titled Michael Jordan Homemade Chrome Jersey Patch Auto 1/1 Chicago Bulls number 23. Obviously a homemade card, not worth anything. What's funny about this is, you know, when I looked at it, the auction was going for over $1,000 with 8 days left. And I mean, you know, I don't know if people were just bidding this up as a goof, or maybe it's for charity. I don't know. I didn't look, but obviously this card's not worth anything. What's funny to think about is it's guaranteed by the eBay Authenticity Guarantee Program. If you look at the title, Michael Jordan Homemade, well, that's right. You know, Chrome Jersey Patch Auto. Those words don't seem accurate. 1/1. No, Chicago Bulls. You know, I don't think this would pass, but it is sort of funny to think about. It doesn't say anything like it's a 2012 Upper Deck or something that's clearly not true. But yeah, I don't think it would pass. But again, sort of just funny to think about. This was sent in by Tom, who wrote, I picked up this pair of Stan Musial memorabilia cards. The seller's listing is a bit odd, as the title isn't the best and they don't have a picture of both cards together, and the pictures they used are watermarked for whatever reason. The Club 3000 cards were released across all Fleer brands. I think Stan Musial appeared in Fleer Focus. The set is both hitters and pitchers of their respective 3000 clubs. There are multiple versions of the card with different relics and serial numbers. The jersey is numbered out of 975 and the bat is numbered to 375. I got both cards for $25 plus shipping all in, but I decided to keep just the bat relic, so I relisted the jersey card and sold it for $20 plus shipping. So I'm roughly $5 in all in for an all-time great relic of Stan Musial. That sounds fantastic to me. Yeah, it did very well with that, and yeah, I like this card. I like these cards as set. It's a cool set. I have a couple of the Ripkins out of here. But yeah, cool idea where you have some of the cards have like multiple jerseys and memorabilia pieces on the card. But yeah, nice card here for $5. Well done there. This was sent in by Moritz, who wrote, I wanted to share a recent item I bought which has been on my bucket list for a while now. The Panini sticker display box includes 100 packages of the world famous Panini stickers. that have been a staple around the World Cup ever since 1970. This particular box is for the 2006 tournament in Germany. It's a truly special year with both Lionel Messi's and Cristiano Ronaldo's first ever World Cup stickers. Technically not their rookie sticker, but it is their first ever World Cup one. It also includes a boatload of all-time greats like Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Drogba, Zidane, Henry, Schweinsteiger, Eto'o, and many others. For me personally, being German, this is of course a special World Cup, and just imagine what people will say in about 20 years when they remember that not one but two absolute legends are potentially in this box multiple times. I plan on one day giving it to my kids, so since I have two boys, I just have to find another one now. This was sent in by Ben, who wrote, curious to know your thoughts on this one. Not sure if this card is real, but it looks like a seller pretending to be Greg Morris. I saw that it wasn't being auctioned, which seemed unusual for them, and then noticed the user's name was something else, and they had very, very low feedback. Suspicious. Yeah, this happens now and then, and this actually used to happen to me quite a bit when I used to put Sewall in the title of all my listings, because a lot of people like to search for my listings. They would just type Sewall and they could see them all at once. But every once in a while, somebody would just copy an eBay title and put it and use it, and there my name Sewall would be in a title of an eBay listing that I had nothing to do with. And you know, there's a small chance that they're just sort of copying a listing because they don't know how to do it better, and they're just seeing one and they're just saying, "Oh, I'll just use that one," and didn't bother to notice that, you know, GM Cards is there in the title, which you know, identifies a specific seller with a high reputation. But more likely, they are realizing that listings from GM Cards, in this case Greg Morris cards, generally fetch higher prices. That's because they're a reputable seller. They have a lot of feedback. They have a lot of eyeballs on their stuff. They have a lot of customers, and mainly the reputation. So people are willing to pay more, as we talked about earlier. And so they're putting GM Cards in their own listing, hoping to try to trick people into thinking that they're the legit seller. And it's really a shady thing if it's done on purpose, as you're really, you know, stealing the reputation of somebody who's really taken many years to earn it. And I'll finish on a nice collecting story. This was sent by Philip, who wrote, Mike Mussina was my favorite player growing up. I would buy as many Mike Mussina cards as I could after I pulled a 92 donruss card of his, and my brother told me to hold on to it. That weekend I got 10 of his Upper Deck rookie cards for $1. I stopped collecting him when he went to the Yankees. When I got back into collecting, I occasionally looked for Mike Mussina cards that I do not have from when he was still on the Baltimore Orioles. While I probably overpaid for a ton of his cards when I was a kid growing up in Maryland, I recently got one of his cards that I didn't have for a really good price, $2.49 all in for with shipping for a Mussina card out of 1,000 that I do not have. Yeah, I like hearing collecting stories like this. I mean, yeah, $2.50 here, really cool die cut card, serial numbered card. This is Mussina's a Hall of Famer. And often, you know, players like Mussina, you know, if this was a Griffey or a Jeter, it'd be a lot. But, I mean, again, Mussina's a Hall of Famer. If you often go for the sort of next tier guys, you can get really nice, interesting cards for really good prices, especially for a collector. But that's it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I just want to remind everyone again that I'll be at the Chantilly show this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you are going to the show, you know, come by, say hi, or if you have a collection you'd like to sell me, bring it by. I'll be at the Huggins and Scott booth for a large portion of the show, but I'll be there all 3 days. So would love to meet as many of you as possible. But thank you, everyone, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you all again real soon. Have a great rest of your day, and eat your vegetables. Thanks, everyone.